I'm Roger Mills, and I'm here with Todd Wright with Wright Hearing and Balance Center. And we're lucky enough, of course, to have Todd on today because, much like myself and probably 3/4 of the people out there, can't always hear what they should. And Todd, I want to talk today about some of the questions that you're asking people and probably their loved ones should be asking their family member about. Do they need one? When is the time?
Yes. Mainly what I tell people is if you're having trouble understanding conversation, that's what happens. When people seek help from us, it's because they're not understanding what's being said to them. Sometimes or most all times, that's made worse in a noisy environment.
And what might be some examples of a noisy environment?
A restaurant, a party of 4 or 5 people, just a little babble in a room, and it runs in with the conversation, and the ear begins to have difficulty separating the two, and that's the sign of hearing loss. A lot of times people mistake it. Well, I still hear fine, just don't understand what's being said, and that is what happens. And what we do is we try to give them back the understanding. And I would tell people if you're having the difficulty of understanding, have your hearing checked, whether it be me or somewhere else. The sooner that the hearing is repaired, the better the outcome. If we take a person with a 30-40% hearing loss and we fix that at an early onset, and we take someone that goes to 70% hearing loss to be repaired, that person that started at 30 or 40% is going to understand tremendously better than that person that went to 70% before they got help, because they've kept their brain active. They haven't lost it, and it takes that person with 70%. It takes them a lot longer, and they have to work a lot harder to be able to understand with hearing aids.
Right.
The magic number isn't that you just go in and wait till it's real bad and buy the most expensive thing you can buy and be hearing better. That doesn't work. You want to get it at an early age or early onset, and that will make it work.
Sure. I remember reading some information off your website, and tomorrow I know that you'd been to some new classes last week, and you were mentioning to me about the dysfunctions that happen with the rest of your body when you as your hearing it starts to go away. If I'm right, you mentioned something along the lines, not being very specific about it, but you're 5% less likely to have or get dementia if you take care of it early.
They had a graph, and I can't remember exactly who had done the research, but they had it that if you had hearing loss, you're more likely to get dementia. And I'm not saying that to try to scare people, but people get depression from hearing loss. They get withdrawn. A lot of times because of a lot of feuds and fusses in the family, because a person with hearing loss thinks that the other folks are being ugly, or you don't have to holler at me. I just didn't understand what you said. Those things happen, and we see it happen day to day. And we see people that actually cry. We put hearing aids on them and they begin to cry because they can understand again.
Sure.
And it's very emotional to people that can't hear.
Sure.
And it's amazing that no more folks have taken advantage of hearing than has. We're sitting on about 37 million people in the United States, and there's somewhere around 3 or 4 million that wear hearing aids. So have 37 million people that need the help, only 3 or 4 million people that actually have taken the steps to get it.
Right.
And I think a lot of times it's fear. And I say get someone that, go somewhere that you can trust, get you a product and try that product and see exactly how much it can help, because hearing aids do marvelous things. It's been very rewarding to me in my life. I've had lots and lots and lots of great days because of people hearing better.
Well, and again, not stealing a cliche from other programs that we see on TV, but you're also a user of hearing aids.
I do wear hearing aids, and I only have one ear that's damaged, and I know a lot of what they're going through because I have those same problems, you know,
Right.
And I have difficulty if given a situation to where I can't wear mine. This weekend, for instance, I was on the boat. Well, I didn't really want to get it wet in the ocean, so I didn't wear mine. So it was a little more difficult time of communicating there for the weekend. But I do go through the same things that they do, and the latest hearing aids, which we've had hearing aids for years, but the latest ones are so great. You can go into noise, and we can make people hear better in noise, and all these places we couldn't do before, you know.
Right. I know you've talked about it, noise dampening technology.
Yes, we can hold back background noise, and we actually have a special circuit in a lot of our hearing aids that can take and push down background noise by about 20 dB while at the same time increasing the conversation. So it's without experiencing it, it's real difficult to explain to somebody how it works. But if you compare it, especially someone who's worn a hearing aid before, it's like, wow, that is absolutely amazing, because you can go sit down in a restaurant and carry on conversation, and that's something never been available before. We also have a new little device that's a remote control that looks much like an iPhone, and we can set that in the middle of a table, and we can point it at someone, so we can go into a real noisy place, and we can actually carry on conversation. It goes into that device and straight into the hearing aids, and it's absolutely amazing. Wow. At the difference. And that can go into our cheapest hearing aids. So you don't have to buy the most expensive set of hearing aids to have that benefit. It can go into our least expensive hearing aids. Wow. And it's amazing. We were at a class, and Valerie, I was talking into it, and I was at the other end of the table, and it was coming into my ears, and it was like, wow. And we had a good 10 feet between us.
Like a spy.
Yeah, it was, you know, it's really unique though.
That's awesome. And something, tell me just real quick, so I know that we've got to move things forward. And I know there's something that I kind of had to pull you into talking about, but you were recently surprised with an award at that same class you went to. Mm-hmm. Tell the community about that. We
were given the reward for the biggest increase in the U.S. For folks who was in the Millennium Club, I guess you could say, with Starkey, but it's the highest level of hearing aid fittings a year that they honor. That's their biggest group, and we had the biggest increase of anyone in the United States.
Sure, so don't confuse that with biggest dollar sales. That goes back to service side, fittings.
It was fittings. It was not anything about money. It was the number of people that we had helped last year with hearing aids. And we had helped more. We had increased more than anyone else in the United States in that level. So that was really unique.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. It's glad to have people that are doing so well and giving back like y'all do, and sticking with it, and having a third generation business where you have the continuation of passion to sell the right products, the best products, and have a smile when people come in.
Yes, we're always smiling.
Awesome.
Every day's a good day.
Well, it's always right at Wright's.
It's always.
I'm almost steal that. Thanks again, Todd, for being with us today.
Thank you.
And we're back. Hope y'all join us again.